Good mornings to all of you. Now, today's lectures about unit number 4, importance questions that expected to be asked in your exams. So, first of all, I will read all these questions, and after that, I will give hint to you how to give the answer of these questions. First of all, question number 1. What do you mean by work measurement? List objective of work measurement and techniques of work measurements. Means what is the work measurements? What are the objective of work measurements? And what is the techniques of work measurements? So this is the question number 1. Question number 2. Explain in brief about stopwatch time study. So here where we can use this stopwatch and what is actually classification of this and procedures for this. Now question number 3. How to calculate standard times for a job. Explain in brief about 5 allowance used while calculating standard times. Now questions number 4, that is the write a short notes on first work sampling and second is predetermined motion time study or system. So let us consider hint related to question number 1. What is actually work measurements? So work measurement is a technique to establish time required for qualified worker to carry specified job at defined level of performance. So this is about the definition of work measurements. Means we have to decide a standard times for doing jobs. For that we required workers having a standard performance. Now next, what are the objectives of work measurements? First objective is to reduce and eliminate non-productive time. Time is very important in work study. To fix the standard times for doing the jobs. Means unnecessary time we have to reduce. After that standard times we have to decide. Third objective, to develop standard data, and that will be helpful for future reference. If any orders will get repeats, then we can make use of the standard times. And fourth, according to this standard times we can improve the existing methods and increase the production and reduce the cost. So these points need to be considered under these work measurements. Now what are the techniques under the work measurements? So there are actually 6 techniques of work measurements. First technique, which is in our syllabus, that is the stopwatch time study. Second method is their production study. Third method is their work sampling or ratio delay study. Fourth is their synthesis from standard data. Fifth is analytical estimating, and sixth is predetermined motion time system. So these are the 6 technique of work measurements. Out of the 6, we are related to stopwatch study methods, work sampling, and predetermined motion time systems or study. So this is about the techniques which is used in our work measurements. Now, next question: explain in brief about stopwatch time study method. Stopwatch time study methods. Here, stopwatch, it has been used for measurement purpose. So there are actually two types of stopwatch are there: cumulative and this. Next is the fly or stopwatch is there. So related to cumulative measurements or cumulative stop measurements, we will going to see what is actually difference between this stopwatch study methods and others fly back stopwatch methods. So cumulative stopwatch, in these methods of watch, winding knob which is provided at the top. So by pressing first, pointer will move first time, and in second times it will get stopped by second pressing, while pressing third times it will comes to the zero positions. Three types of pressings are there. First pressing of that winding knob, the pointer will start. Second pressing, it will get stopped, and third pressing it will come to zero. Second, this flyback stopwatch methods. So one more pressure knob is there at the left side. Now by this flyback stopwatch, first two pressing related to this winding knob, it is similar to cumulative stopwatch, but it third times this pressure knob is there which is provided at the sides. By pressing this, the pointers will come back to the zero positions. So this is about the two types of stopwatch. Now procedure for this time study: first of all, select job, record specification, breaking into element, examine each element, measure the time for each elements, rating factors you have to assess, determine the allowance and decide the standard times. So this is about the stopwatch methods which is used in our work measurements. Now questions number 3: how to calculate standard times. Explain in brief about 5 allowance which is used while calculating the standard times. So what is actually standard time? Standard times means the times which has been measured by considering observed times and the allowances which is used for doing jobs at definite levels. Now in these standard times, first of all, we required observed times. So observed times into performance rating. Performance rating 100% is there, and the standard performance rating is 100, and actually performance rating, if it is 100, then the ratio will be 1. If it is less, suppose it is 80, then 80 by 100 into observed times, you will get basic times or normal times. Okay, after that you can add the allowance, means extra time that is given to the worker in order to compensate the some of the times that will going to waste while doing a job. That is called the allowance. First allowance is there, rest or personal allowance, means whatever personal needs are there, to compensate the times actually required to fulfill the personal needs, that is called personal allowance. Process allowance, this is also called as unavoidable delay. Worker working in incentive systems may have to be idle due to the unavoidable delay. This delay may be due to process, machine operation, waiting for the materials. To compensate this, we require the process allowance. Means while doing the process, sometimes we'll get waste for waiting of the materials, for waiting of the tools, in between measurements. So these are the actually unavoidable delay. Now contingency allowance. Contingency allowance means allowance is provided for unexpected things. For example, power will get lost from the MSCB, means powers will not be there, machine will get stopped. To compensate that, we have to provide the contingency allowance. Partial allowance, in shop floors, some activities like place occasionally, this activity will not be part of the production cycle, but these are necessary for production work. Example of these activities are tool regrindings, cleaning, shutdowns, and tool maintenance. Certain special allowance actually required, means tool cutting edge will get rubbed, then we need to grind that, it will come under special allowance. Cleaning of the machine, cleaning of the jobs, shutdowns, then tool maintenance, these are the special allowance. Now policy allowance, this is actually given by the managements, and it is not included for calculating the standard times. This is extra benefit given by the managements to the workers. This allowance given to increase the workers earning, means policy allowance that is related to management and workers, it is actually not part while calculating the standard times. So this is the hint related to question numbers 3. Now question numbers 4, that is the work sampling and predetermined motion time study. Now the work sampling, this is also called ratio delay study. This study is also known as work sampling or activity sampling. Here the ratio of the delay time and working times, two times will be there. One is delay times and working time of machines. So ratio of idle times to the total times, as well as ratio of the working times to the total times, this will find out, and this is done by random sampling, irregular sampling, and this is applied to long cycle operation activities where time study is not possible. For example, office work, supervising work, activity in the store and warehouse, etc. Now third main objective of the work sampling, to estimate percentage utilization of machine, tools, cranes, trucks. Percentage utilization, percentage delay, and estimating the standard times for manual work. Means here work sampling, this is actually used for mass production purpose, and it is actually ratio of delay time to the total times and working time to the total times, and this is used for long cycle mass production and where the time studies are not possible. Now this is also used for percentage utilization of machine or percentage delay in the machines, percentage delay of mans, percentage working hours of the mans, and estimate the standard time for given task. For examples, one example is there. So number of observation made 150, working of a machine is 120, and idle machine is 30. So 30 divided by 150, that is percentage of idle time. 120 divided by 150, this is percentage of utilization time. So like this we can decide the percentage utilization of working machine and percentage idle machines. Now what are the advantages of this work sampling? So first advantage is activity which cannot be studied by stopwatch time study can be observed. which is not possible by stopwatch method. We can use this. Cost of study is very less as compared to stopwatch. This study is not a continuous study, means randomly we have to check this. Now next, the operator do not feel that they are closely watched by study man. If the stopwatch is there, the definitely worker will feel that the study is going on. But for these methods, worker will not feel like that way. Trained study man is not required. For this, trained study man is not required, just like stopwatch methods and calculations. That is very easy related to work sampling. And what are the limitation of work sampling? This is economically when study is made in wide area, that is group of machines or group of operators. Group of machine or group of operator is there, then we can use these methods. One or two operators we cannot use. This is not suitable for short cycle repetitive operation. This is only used for long operation. This is a not detailed study. Just like stopwatch, we have to split the activity into number of elements and then each element we have to calculate the time. But here detailed time study is not possible. Not possible means we cannot use this. Now next, that is predetermined motion time system or study. Now definition of this is work measurement techniques whereby times established for basic human motions, means our two hands are there, legs are there, and all these motions we have to study under this predetermined motion time system, classified according to nature of the motions condition under which it is made. Means this we have to classify all these motions and where is the situations, according to that situation we can classify it, and are used to build up the time for a job at a definite level of performance, and after that we can calculate the standard times. Now few types of predetermined motion time systems are there. First time is there MTM, that is method time measurements. Second is there work factor system. Third is there motion time analysis. Fourth is there dimensional motion times. Fifth is there basic motion times. Out of these, MTM technique is widely used in industry. So MTM, that means analysis of industrial job into basic humans movements required to do the same. From the table of this basic motion, means there is a table by using Thurbling. Each motions there is a table and times, means predetermined time is there for each motion, depends upon the kind of motion condition under which it is made. Predetermined times values are given to each motion, means a standard time is given for each motions. Once again we can observe for particular jobs, and for each motions we have to give the times. When all such times are added, and it will give the normal times, by adding allowance you will get the standard times. According to MTM, the various classification of motions are there. So there are 10 classification of motions are there. First is reach, means our hand will reach to a job. Then after that job will move, so this is the second motion. After that, turn and apply pressures. We can turn and apply this pressure. Grasp with help of our fingers, make it positions, release this, disengage, eye travel times and eye focus, body, leg and foot motions, and simultaneous motions. A table is provided for each motions. Now there are 10 motions of our human bodies, and each motion time is given. Depends upon different characteristic of motions. The times can be read from the tables by adding allowances you will get the standard times required for that particular activity. So this is about today's video related to important questions to be asked in our exams. Thank you.